Welcome back, everybody. My name is Silent Knight, and it's time for more Eagles franchise. It's just after our bye, just before week 11. Let's check out some standings. Cowboys are in first at 7-2. Giants are 6-3. We are 5-4, and the Redskins are in last at 4-5. As a whole, the NFC is very tough this season. Not many surprises except the Giants that are 6-3. Bucks are 6-4. I thought the Falcons would be better. They're at 5-4 right now. We're sitting in 10th place in the conference with a winning record. We definitely have a ways to go for a playoff berth, and it starts this week as we take on the Cowboys. Looking at the AFC, they sport the league's best team, the 8-1 Tennessee Titans. Outside of that, I would say that the 5-4 Jaguars and Bills are very surprising, as are the Raiders, who are currently sitting at 4-5. The Chiefs are also a huge disappointment, sitting 2-6-1. Let's check out some Eagle stats. Carson Wentz in the season, 1,807 yards, 11 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, a 53% completion percentage, 200 yards a game, 65.8 passer rating, which is slowly going up, and he's been sacked a whopping 30 times. Pass protection definitely has to improve. Of course, on the ground, it's been primarily the Blunt show, as he has almost 800 yards. We have to do a better job of getting holes open for our other talent. And don't forget, Blunt and Sproles probably won't be around next season, so this team has to figure out what they're going to do with what they have on the roster, or invest a high draft pick and a running back talent going into next season. Taking a look at the receiving core, we definitely spread the ball around, as we have 4 receivers over 22 receptions. I am fairly disappointed that after 9 games, Zach Ertz has not done more for us yet. He only has 266 yards, and he does not have a touchdown reception yet this season. We have to do a better job getting him open and give him the ball a lot more. For the first 6 or so games this season, this offense has really struggled to move the ball through the air, but in the last 2-3 games, they've definitely started to see things open up for them a lot more. During the bye week, this offense practiced extensively trying to move the ball much more efficiently through the air, and it all starts at the top with Carson Wentz. He's starting to look more comfortable and more efficient as the season goes on. Let's see if we can continue it on in the second half of the season. And a lot of it is a direct correlation between inefficient pass blocking. 7 sacks given up by Lane Johnson and 5 by Peters. Our offensive line has to improve. Leading our defense as a whole is stud middle linebacker Jordan Hicks. He has 58 tackles on the season, 10 tackles for loss thus far. Continuing here through the numbers, pretty much what you'd expect in terms of tackles by position and standout players. As this season continues to go on, these standout players are definitely making superstar level plays. You can definitely tell where the talent lies in this defense. Our defensive line just gets after people. 9 sacks for Barnett, 8 for Fletcher, 8 for Graham, and below that, pretty much what you'd expect from blitzing linebackers and safeties. A couple sacks for backup Chris Long. All in all, this defensive line is incredible. Sidney Jones and Ronald Darby lead the team in interceptions, followed by Rodney McLeod, Michael Jenkins, Jalen Mills, Jordan Hicks, and backup Jalen Watkins. Overall, this defense has been good, not great. They're very opportunistic with the sacks that they can get, and they do force a lot of turnovers. They just need to really continue to improve on coverage and making tackles in the open field. With the opportunity being there for sacks and turnovers, they do go for that a little bit too much instead of just taking the conservative approach. They'll improve. Sturgis is 16 for 20 on the year. Donnie Jones just walloping the ball with 39 attempts through 9 games. And here are the kick and punt return stats. Let's check out the injuries. Brandon Brooks is returning early this week from an arm injury. He'll be ready to go for Dallas. Deion Jones is out for 2 weeks for the Falcons. Marquise Goodwin, Joe Staley for the Niners. Paul Perkins for the Giants. Jags are without Puz for 2 weeks. No injuries for the Jets. Gerard Davis is out. Ty Montgomery's out. No injuries for the Panthers. Patriots are without C.O. Moore. David Amerson returns soon for the Raiders. Todd Gurley's still gone. He has 4 more weeks to go before he'll be back. Kafusi and Campanero out for 5 weeks. Jonathan Allen out 2 weeks. Drew Brees missing 6 weeks. Not sure when he got hurt, but that definitely explains the Saints record. The Seahawks are without Russell Wilson for 5 weeks, as well as Luke Joeckel. That Russell Wilson injury is going to be significant. Pittsburgh is without William Gay, Le'Veon Bell for 4 weeks, and Marquise Pouncey. Devastating injuries for that team. 1 week for Chris Covington. No injuries for the Titans. The Vikings are without Latavius Murray. Interesting parallel, since they lost Dalvin Cook for the season in real life. Mitch Unreen out for 9 weeks. Giovanni Bernard out for 5 weeks for the Bengals. The Bills are without LaShawn McCoy for 6 weeks. Jeremiah Tachu and Von Miller both got hurt in our game against them. C.J. Anderson got hurt as well. He's missing 12 weeks, and he's been put on the injured reserve list. The Browns are without Tawan Jones for 1 week, Jabril Peppers for 6 weeks, and David Njoku for 8 weeks. Big blow as the Bucks miss Gerald McCoy and Quan Alexander for multiple weeks. Arizona's without David Johnson and Carson Palmer. I'm not sure how that offense is going to function. 5 weeks for Travis Benjamin with a dislocated elbow. 3 weeks for Duvernay Tardif. Antonio Morrison out 5 weeks for the Colts. Cowboys are pretty healthy. And the Dolphins lost Jordan Phillips for the season. He's been placed on IR as well. And just to show off a little bit of what I've done so far in scouting, a lot of positions of need. We're trying to focus a lot on our offensive line, running back, receivers, and corners, as those are definitely the biggest needs of this team. We are currently sitting with 4 fourth-round picks, so I'm trying to focus mostly on the late 3rd, early 4th, and 5th rounds, just to try to maximize what I can with all the draft picks that we have in that round. Who knows? Maybe we'll drop out of the 1st to acquire more. I'd like to get a 2nd and a 3rd possibly, but it's just a work in progress, trying to get better through the draft with what limited assets we have to do with it. There's some players in here I absolutely love, but as you can see, this is pretty much the luck I have so far. I'm not going to show you my draft board now because I haven't really messed around with it too much, but we haven't had a lot of luck getting a lot of green. We've been getting a bunch of red as the season's gone on. There's some players that I really like in here, and there's some that I'm very disappointed with. There's a couple undrafted players that I'm definitely going to keep my eye on as the time goes on. But yeah, just going to keep scouting positions of need, trying to get better, and just look forward to the offseason and getting those draft combine numbers. Also, with the amount of hits that Wentz takes, I'm definitely going to be looking for a backup quarterback in round 5, 6, or 7. Just throwing it out there. And that's been a little stats update and scouting. We are off to Dallas, which will be uploaded later today or tomorrow. Later, guys. Happy Sunday.